Hello and welcome to The Lion Show. I'm your host, Robert Lyon. Alright, we've been talking about money. We've been talking about wealth. And I had, the biggest realization that inner peace is worth more than money. Money is very important. It's right up there with oxygen. But inner peace is what we all really want. I'm going to quote Sadhguru when he says, "You will never be as peaceful as the cow." It's so true, man. I don't think I could ever be as peaceful as a cow. So what is inner peace? Recently, I have been finding inner peace on these walks with my dog. I know, how hippie of me. And how old. I'm getting old. I like walks with my dog. God, I'm old. But I really have been enjoying these. We walk over to this little lake, and I just let him off the leash, and there's like a bench, and I can just sit there, and it's just a very beautiful scenery. There's nobody around, just big grass fields and this pond, and the little peepers or whatever they are, frogs or crickets, are going to making their orchestra, and it's just a real peaceful moment that you don't get very often in life, I feel like. But as someone who meditates and does yoga, I find peace a lot, actually. But to carry that into everything I do, I think is a true success method that has absolutely probably the reason why I have so much success, because instead of bringing fear or anxiety, I can bring up this sense of peace inside of me, and then I can just step into any situation from a peaceful perspective. I think I've said this before, but in Africa they have a proverb that says, as long as there's no monsters on the inside, then nothing on the outside can hurt you. And they say that to people when they're sleeping in the jungle, and the whole jungle comes alive at night when you're sleeping. And anything could kill you. But if you have peace inside of you, then nothing on the outside will harm you. It's just very, very powerful. And, a reason I'm thinking about this is I'm trying to figure, we all want wealth. Like we feel this hunger for money. I was actually listening to this comedian, and He's like, I'm just going to get back to it. The most important things in life is being rich and sexy as hell. And it's so true. That's where our society is at. Those are what we want so badly. We just want to be rich and sexy as hell. And yes, that's cool and all, but I think inner peace kind of trumps that. I think so many people are just running around like a chicken with their head cut off, not knowing what they're doing, no sense of peace, complete anxiety all the time. And I'm not putting these people down. I'm just saying there's a better way to live. Be like the cow. Or find moments, like I said, when I walk my dog, and then try and latch on to that inner peace feeling, and then make it like a flame, like the Olympic torch that burns inside you, and then tap into that source whenever you can and feel that peace. Don't let the world affect your inner peace. And I just think that's so much more worth more than money, because the whole reason we want wealth, or we want these systems that produce money into our account, is so we can feel that comfort, that understanding that the world is ours and we're not stressing about money anymore. But if you have that inner peace already, if money is going to bring you peace, because that's what I think most of us want more than anything. I think from a place of peace, we can be happy as well. If you just want to be happy, that sounds awesome. I think you have to be peaceful first, and then any moment you can have joy instead of having happiness and trying to find peace. It kind of has to go peace first. Happiness comes from that. It's a byproduct of feeling peaceful, feeling that inner calm. Hold on to that and take that with you everywhere you go in life. And I think that's why so many people tell you to, wake up in the morning, take 20 minutes to meditate, and then around 5 o'clock, do another 20 minutes of meditation, just so you can tap back into source, so you can stop your brain chit chat and find that peace and carry that with you throughout the day. I think this could help a lot of people that are stressed out all the time, a lot of people that have anxiety. I know it's not easy when you're in those anxious states to be like, oh, I'm going to be peaceful now. I'm not saying anything like that. I know it's very hard for a lot of people and it's very real. But when you do get those moments of peace, try and really be conscious about it. Like, what did you do? How did you find this peace? Can you bring this up later and think about it? And, what can you do for the next moment? There's always a lot of things going on that are very stressful in our lives. A lot of sad things that are happening, especially in 2020, where life is just getting a little harder than we've been used to. We've kind of been spoiled for a long time. But if we can take moments to find that inner peace, and then we can face the world head on, I feel we'd be much more composed, as opposed to going with our emotions, getting wrapped up in these crazy whirlwinds of thought that we think are so important, but they're really not. It's more important to have that peace, that calm, that no matter what you're doing, you can bring into the next, business meeting or the next talk with your family or whatever. But finding that is worth more than money. So if you have a job that is just destroying your inner peace, it might be time to start looking for another job, or at least find things that you can bring peace into your life. But on this constant hustle 10x world, where we're supposed to always be hunting for more money and more things to consume, it's important to also understand that we really just want peace. Like, we could just skip the whole gambit. Like, we really don't need that much if you think about it. Like, I just need like a place to work, and I need a place to sleep and eat, and shower, and then I have to have some socialing. Like, we don't need Lamborghinis and Porsches. Those are all nice, but we can be happy with our lives set up in a way that brings us the most inner peace. And that could be the goal, instead of this elaborate Instagram, bullshit fantasy persona. Those personas are very good, but it's also important to know yourself and know what you're like when you're quiet, when your thoughts can just flow and you don't latch on to any of them or decide that this is the most important moment of my life, because every moment that we go into is the now. It is the experience. Our whole lives is just made up of these experiences that we have. And you would think most human beings would want to make their living experience a peaceful one, a blissful one, joy, love. And we can, because every situation, every scenario, every day, we walk into situations and we can have that inner peace, or we can have that chaos. And chaos does happen. It'll just, Murphy's Law. Life will crack you upside the head some years. But if you have that inner peace, then all of your experiences in life can have that peace to it as well. Meaning every situation that you bring yourself to can have more peace if you feel that peace inside first. And no one can take that away from you, but no one can also give that to you. Even if you win the lottery, you're still going to have to figure out your own inner peace. Even if you create a business that's really doing well, that business could potentially stress you out to the point where you're losing your shit and you don't have any inner peace, and that might not be worth it. So these are just scenarios that we have to think about. We really have to understand that our life is made up of our experiences. And you don't need a guru or some fucking yoga teacher on a mountain to tell you that you should be working on improving your experiences by finding peace first and taking that with you into the experiences that you have every day. So I just wanted to talk about that because I really think inner peace is worth more than money. And it's worth more than wealth. It's worth more than anything. But it is, you can't have as much inner peace if you're broke and hungry and your family is struggling. So that's why we just need to think about it. But even that isn't true. We can still find peace inside of us. Okay? I think that's the whole thing about meditation and about inner peace, is the whole world around you could be just falling apart like a hurricane, and you can just sit in the middle of the calm no matter what is going on, and you'll be able to be a formidable force against suffering, against tragedy, because you'll be able to bring that calm to the situation. You'll be able to be that calm and that peace for other people as well if you master this. If you truly want to be happy for the rest of your life, I think every day you should take moments to find that peace. And then every time you find it, double down and hold that feeling of peace inside of you. Carry it with you. Remember that calm, that gratitude. And take that into every business opportunity. Take that into every workout, every fight that you have in your day. And just know that you can come back to that peaceful place instead of getting overwhelmed with the craziness that is the world that you deal with every day. So that's my little rant. I really think inner peace is worth more than money, but we're still going to keep talking about how to make money, how to kick ass. But just think about that. I've been asking everybody, what is the best part of your day when you're working all day? Mine is, this is going to be strange, but when I'm chainsaw carving, I buy a lot of books. And I'm able to make thousands of dollars, while I work all day. While I get to listen to a book in its full length. Like, I work like 12-hour days sometimes. But I get to buy this book that someone has put, an audiobook, that somebody has put 10 years or more of their life into this story, this concept, this nonfiction book. And sometimes, I just get to trip out for a whole day where I just get to listen to the most amazing books ever written while I work. And I get to really dive deep because I get the whole book because I listen to it, and I started in the morning, and I listen to it all the way through the day until it's done. And there's something about that brings me true joy. And I know everybody says, you should just focus on one thing and not multitask. But nobody tells you how good it feels to multitask. But to also just to make money while you learn. And I just think that's a very cool thing. So what is the best part of your work day? And then also, where do you find the most inner peace? Feel free to comment on YouTube or send me an email. Robert@thelionshow.com. Lots of good stuff coming up. Still got YouTube stuff. I've pretty much mastered YouTube ads too, and I'm excited to tell you about that. But find your inner peace. Be like the cow. Or just have a great life. All right, that's today's episode of The Lion Show. And it is spelled with a Y if you're listening. It's Lyon show. But I love you guys. I love you all. Thank you for listening. Namaste. Find your inner peace. Peace.